All right, everybody. Welcome to the Boy in the Beard podcast. This is episode 1, so we'll see how this goes.
Yes, sir.
This is Tony. I'm Shawn.
I'm the boy.
I'm the beard.
So why are we calling you the beard?
Obviously, the beard itself, it is what it is. It's kind of has its own personality, and it's part of the brand of SK and myself. So whenever you're out and about, you hear folks, when they reference me...
It is certainly part of the brand. All I have to say, basically, is the guy with the beard, and they're like, oh, that guy. Yeah, he's everywhere. I know the guy. The guy with the beard. Literally everybody.
I don't mind being called the beard, as opposed to some other things that have probably been called.
Not the worst thing to be called.
Exactly right, in my long life.
Yep, and I'm aptly and affectionately dubbed the boy, because most of the people I work with on a day-to-day are 3 times my age, at least 3 to 4 times my age, so...
And that's okay. Being young has its advantages.
Being young is amazing.
And it is.
I'm not trying to grow up anytime soon. I'm chilling. I'm cool where I'm at.
Yeah,
as
for
opposed
sure.
to other people where my age, like I'm just having a great time.
So you, in giving credit where credit is due, you and your girlfriend came up with a name. What was the first name?
So the first name was Get Weird with the Beard, which is a fantastic name, but it doesn't really include me, and I'm like, 50% of the dynamic duo. So my girlfriend came up with Get Weird with the Beard, and I said, if only there was a way we can incorporate me, because my whole shtick is that I'm young. Like, everything is my quote-unquote youthful perspective. I'm the youthful one. I know what the young kids like. I'm hip. So she looked up synonyms and said, oh, the boy and the beard. And I was like, oh, crack. The boy and the beard. And here we are.
Yeah, and my first reaction was, okay, it's not bad. What I say, let me sleep on it.
Sleep on it.
And about 20 minutes later, I went back and I said, you know what? This works. I like it. And created the logo, everything within a day.
Jumped on it pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it kind of came off as a joke first, and then I sent a second message like, nah, man, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Alliteration.
Yeah.
It's thematic.
It was perfect. This is actually right.
It is, yeah.
So we are SK as well as my wife, Kelly. We are social media, marketing, sign shop. We do photography. Obviously, we do videography. And the podcast is a new venture for us that we're testing the waters. Going to see how it works out.
Yeah.
Not sure where it's going to go.
We don't do much long-form content.
Correct.
Like, rarely do we do something long-form as SK that lives as, like, us.
Yeah, for sure. It's always on behalf of the client, or we do a signage and they're driving down the street with their vehicle wrapped or has graphics on it and nobody knows it's us that did it. So
pretty low-key.
Exactly.
Everything's proprietary, basically, for who we do it for. So
exactly right.
That's definitely a draw.
We are building a new website. It is going to be launching probably by the end of February. And on that website, you're going to be able to get access to all of our services from photography, videography, signs, and web design. So a little bit of back info and some pricing. And you guys can reach out to us that way and figure out what we can do for you.
Get the SK ball rolling. The SK guarantee. Twice the work for half the price.
That's exactly right. And another phrase coined by Mr. Tony here.
The idea man.
That's it.
That's what they call me back at the HQ. Oh, man. So, stars fell in Alabama, huh?
Exactly right. That's a great segue into our film. We're going to be talking a little bit about a couple of different topics as we move on. We both love film.
Love it.
And we figured, why not speak about film, talk about marketing. We're going to discuss beard. We're going to have a couple guests on. We got a few lined up.
I mean, that's the best thing about the name.
Oh, yeah.
When you see it, it's just a podcast that we host.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
It's not a marketing.
Yeah, we're not pigeonholed down to
anything.
one topic. Exactly. So whatever floats our boat or whatever we're interested in, then that's what the topic's going to be about and what we're going to talk about. So Stars Fell in Alabama was filmed in Beaufort, November 2019. I had befriended the director, V.W. Scheich, probably a couple years prior, and I did some behind-the-scenes photography work for his documentary Carpe Vegan. And he knew I had a bucket list to do some behind-the-scenes work for some photography of a professional movie being made. And it just worked out to where it was being made in Beaufort in November. I did a lot of work with them. I scouted the truck. I did some signage for the film. I did the time lapse in the film. I did some cast interviews and a ton BTS photos.
A lot of behind the scenes, a lot of long days.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's probably the busiest week and a half I'd had. And, I enjoyed it. I would love to do it again. It was a great experience.
Fantastic.
And watching the film, I pause every 5-10 minutes, give a little input on the film. And maybe that's an opportunity.
Commentary.
Maybe that's an opportunity to do a live tweet.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Not to diminish Shawn's role in the film. However, I was 1/12 of the foot stomping audio during the square dancing scene, and 1/3 of the male voices during both the whooping and hollering in the football stadium, and the singing back of the song playing in the square dancing scene.
That's true. We got a call. There were some audio issues when they filmed it for the stomping and everything to get some clarity. So the deputy gave me a call, and we met up with some folks, went out to an open field. It was summer. I mean, it was last
hot.
year.
It was sweltering.
August, yeah. And
It was August.
brought our testy Zoom H6 out with us, hit
Classic.
record, did some clapping, did some singing, did some stomping. Sent those files over to VW, and he did his magic. And what you hear in that part when they I Give You Hell, I think is the name of the song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Some of that in the background is us doing our thing. Mm-hmm. So just part of being movie magic.
Yeah, and, not to say we're the reason that it was so positively received in the circles it was positively received in, but I'm just saying the way it turns out. Yeah.
We could easily have not done it, and then who knows?
Yeah, you never know. It could have been at the bottom, charting the bottom. But here we are.
It could have. So speaking of film, what was the last movie you have seen?
So literally yesterday, my girlfriend and I watched Shutter Island, the
Great
Leonardo
movie.
DiCaprio movie directed by Martin Scorsese. Fantastic film. It's the second time I've seen it. The first time my girlfriend had seen it. And for those of you who have seen it, you know that the first time you see it's not the same as the second time you see it. So it was great to see it from a new perspective. Leonardo DiCaprio is always fantastic. Not in a lot of very feel-good movies. But my girlfriend's usually great at pegging twists, and she did not see this one coming. It actually threw her for a loop. And even after I told her that, no, that's in fact what happened, she still insisted that, no, that didn't happen.
Wow, so she was still convinced that he wasn't crazy.
Yep.
That's absolutely. A great movie. The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio is a great film.
That's the one where they're all stranded in that hut?
Yeah. So he's in Thailand, and he hears of this island. He gets this map. Not supposed to tell anybody. He makes his way over there with two other people that he meets. They're French. Leaves a map at a doorstep of one of the people before he travels off. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, Leonardo's in a lot of great movies. There's not many actors these days where you can just pull numbers by having them in the film. You got Brad Pitt, Leo, even Robert De Niro's in some stinkers. He's not pulling numbers like he used to.
I mean, I think that goes with age and script availability and
just not caring as much.
I mean, he was in Dirty Grandpa, which you wouldn't think from Taxi Driver to Dirty Grandpa. Where's that?
Exactly. I think it's more like he's retired but not retired. He's retired from only making fantastic films.
Right, for sure.
Now it's his day job.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up and go, oh, look at me. And get like $2 million for 30 seconds of voice work. Just like Al Pacino and Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler.
Dunkachino?
Yeah, he was in like 30 minutes of that movie. He probably got a cool, he probably got $10 million for that.
Yeah. And they both have FU money.
Yeah,
They don't need to work.
Not like Nick Cage. Nick Cage is broke. He needs all the money he could get. He bought like 4 castles and literally went bankrupt.
My favorite meme, Nick Cage, my hair is a bird.
Deal with it or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever.
Oh no.
Your point is irrelevant or something like that.
Yeah, I love that so much. Old school memes, not like these weird modern surreal ones when it was just like a screenshot. A lot of Leo.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely a lot of Leo.
A lot of movie screenshots.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So for me, Kelly and I watched The Little Things on Netflix. Jared Leto, Denzel Washington, and Rami Malek. Malik. I knew I was going to screw that up.
I think it's Malik.
Fantastic movie. It left us with some questions at the end, so I'm not going to give it away for sure. But if you have an opportunity, jump on Netflix, watch it. It's really good. Jared Leto at his best. Big fan of Jared Leto.
I like Jared Leto.
His music, 3 Seconds to Mars.
30 Seconds?
30 Seconds to Mars, or 3 seconds.
Honestly, I've never heard it.
Great songs. and he's a fantastic actor. Probably my favorite Joker,
Really?
believe it or not.
I can't even begin to imagine the mental anguish you must have experienced in your life for Jared Leto to be your favorite Joker.
I mean, I think it's what he brings to it. The Flash,
I feel like he
the
had the
wrapped
potential.
car.
If he had a better script, I like Jared Leto.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think they went a little heavy on the okay, imagine this guy walking into a tattoo parlor and going, I want damaged on my forehead. So people know.
I've seen worse.
Don't mess
I'm
with
gonna
me.
walk in and get an ice cream cone on the side of my cheek.
Yeah, no.
Always
I can't
tired.
argue that. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, people know what he's all about. They don't have to wonder what this guy.
No, for sure. I mean, you've got green hair, you've got teeth, you got some fronts in there. And
yeah, probably holding like a bedazzled AK-47 or something.
Could be.
Yeah.
A couple things probably bedazzled in his repertoire.
Yeah, no, he kind of has that. I like the idea because the Joker's a mobster. Just
Correct.
traditionally, but he's more of a 40s mobster, like Jack Nicholson's interpretation of the Joker. But they try to bring him into the modern area where he's more like a cholo, like a gangster.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I could appreciate. I feel like they could have done a lot with that. He had a lot of like modern weaponry. He wasn't like spraying anybody with his lapel flower.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
they pulled back
classic.
on the clown. He could have been a cool gangster clown.
Yeah,
but he was in the movie for like 10 minutes.
It's unfortunate, and he's going to be in their reimagining of
the recut, the director's cut of Justice League.
That's right.
Which I never actually saw Justice League.
Truth be told, I haven't either.
Yeah, I'm not. I like Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy.
Yep.
Fantastic. Love Tom Hardy.
Yep.
He's a great Bane. One of the best comic villain portrayals in movie, I think.
Yeah.
But when it comes to modern DC, I was excited for Batman versus Superman. Went and watched it. Was horribly disappointed. Love Ben Affleck. Just thought they were both underutilized. Didn't make any sense at all.
Right.
Your mom's name's also Martha. I forgive you. Let's go beat this guy up together. I hate that. I hate it when they team up against a common enemy. Just fight each other.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then I had zero interest in the Justice League.
I like still brought in millions.
I like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
But nope. I was like, I'll get my Jason Momoa fill up somewhere else. So how was Denzel in that movie?
Denzel's fantastic. Denzel's Denzel. Put on a little bit of weight with age. Still his classic self. He's battling some demons in the movie. So you see that. He's actually from Kern County, which is where you came from.
Yeah.
And so he's down in L.A. working on a case. New hot shot. Raimi took his position in the film. So there's a little bit of anguish and friction there, but they partner up. So it was really good.
I like Denzel. He's a great actor. He kind of always plays that reserved guy, unimposing, not very intimidating, but he's actually a bad A.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll cut your hand off or beat the crap out of you. Or he's a corrupt cop. Cool stuff. And he's only done one sequel, The Equalizer 2.
Yep, exactly.
Which
right.
I just recently watched not that long ago, and I mean, if you like The Equalizer, it's just more of that.
Is it? I haven't seen part 2. Part 1, a big fan of. Love it.
I love the first Equalizer.
Love the concept.
It is just kind of the bigger, more, and better kind of school of making a sequel. Back in the day, say when a monster movie was a hit, they'd get in the boardroom and be like, what do we need? We need more Godzilla, we need bigger Godzilla, and we need better Godzilla. So that's what they did. They said, we'll have Denzel Washington break more bones, shoot more guns, and kill more guys. And that was the whole movie.
I mean, that's a win-win.
And it was amazing. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I need to watch it. We've got it. Kelly hasn't seen the first one, so I really don't want to watch the second one without obviously watching the first one. So we'll see.
Well, it's surprising it's his only sequel. Because I never realized that it was his only sequel till I read that it was his only sequel.
Yeah, he has a lot of merit doing that. And then,
And I saw an interview where someone asked him why, and he said, honestly, there's no reason he's never done a sequel. He's not against them. He's never been approached. Like, no one who's ever made a movie he's in, wrote a script and approached him for a sequel.
I mean, I think there's something to be said about that first movie if it doesn't warrant us,
Yeah, I feel like if something doesn't need a sequel, it shouldn't get a sequel.
Just because the money's there's no need to...
There should have never been a Jaws 3 and 4
I mean,
Jaws
there's a reason
3D.
there's no Napoleon Dynamite 2.
Yeah, because it'll retroactively ruin something.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like what happened to Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite movie franchises of all time. And they made a whole new universe and retconned all the good movies. What are you going to... how does that make me feel as an actual fan of the franchise? The only 2 good films in your 8-movie franchise now never happened.
Right.
So every time I watch them, it kind of just smells like someone farted and walked out of the room. And I just have to linger in there with that the whole entire time.
Quick question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I think it's a Christmas movie.
Because it takes place.
I think because not only that it takes place during Christmas, because I could buy the argument that it's not a Christmas movie just because it takes place during Christmas, but the fact that within the film and written and portrayed in the movie, there are references to Christmas and it plays a role that it's Christmas. He says, ho, ho, ho.
Okay.
I got the machine gun.
Right.
People are like, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. I can't believe this is happening on Christmas. My family's going to be wondering where I am because it's Christmas.
So what would convince the masses that it's a Christmas film? What would be done differently that you think visually, interpretively, how would it be would make everybody believe?
I don't know, because here's the thing is I think it's an action movie first, obviously. Like, if someone said, let's watch a Christmas movie, I'm not going to be that guy and be like, let's throw on Die Hard. But it's definitely an action movie where if it's Christmas movie time, you throw it in there.
Right.
It's the same concept as a hot dog is a sandwich. It's meat between two slices of bread, basically. Right. So, yeah, technically. But in spirit, that's
is a hot dog a sandwich, though?
I would say, yeah. I think if you accidentally separate the bun, you go too hard when you rip it open.
Right, for sure. Or you buy some cheap bread, and back in the day, we used to eat hot dogs on on regular
sandwich
white bread.
Yeah. And, what is the difference between a hot dog and a slice of bologna besides the fact that it's a tube and not flat?
Right, true.
I don't know.
But I'm not going to eat Miracle Whip on my hot dog.
But you would enjoy it. The flavor profile would definitely be like a bologna and Miracle Whip sandwich.
That's
for sure.
We'll have to see. I don't know about that.
So to loop back, I think it is a Christmas movie, but I don't think that it replaces a Christmas movie. Do you feel me?
I agree 100% with that. I'm not going to throw it on. Christmas with the Cranks is kind of going to be up there with my Christmas Story. Christmas Vacation
classic
is going to be up there. Whether or not
classic.
Die Hard is going to be in that list. Late at night, I want to watch something.
That's more like, hey, it's December. And I don't feel like I want to watch a movie. I like action movies. Oh, Die Hard. That's a Christmas movie. You know, you just kind of make that. It's more of a joke that has some truth in it, I think.
True, for sure.
But there are people that are in that camp of saying, no, it's completely justified if I want to put this on during Christmas.
Right.
I think, no. Thematically, it's not a story about Christmas.
No, for sure. It doesn't, Bruce Willis with hair or without hair? So moonlighting Bruce Willis or...
Early Bruce Willis with hair. Not middle Bruce Willis where he had not committed yet to being bald.
That's a big decision to make.
It is a big decision to make. And, 33% of men basically are going to have to make that decision. I think Bruce Willis benefited at the end of the day.
I would agree.
From just committing to it.
He has. He's definitely aged gracefully and fits the bald head. John Travolta. I mean, he should have shaved probably 20 years ago.
He should have. And what a fall from grace John Travolta's had. Honestly, John Travolta and... Steven Seagal. Let me tell you, Steven Seagal had two popular movies, two movies that were all right, right? He was notable, and then this guy just went off the rails. I mean, he's in Russia. You can look this up. He's in Russia. He talks to Vladimir Putin he met Vladimir Putin because he insists he's Russian. He met the dictator of Ukraine and went over there and they gave him vegetables and stuff. And he trains policemen. And he's in all these horrible cheap movies where he's never on set. He just gets superimposed in on someone else's body, or he's always sitting down in a scene. He has gone completely off the rails, and I think someone needs to intervene.
Yeah, I mean, who am I to say anything?
He has this perception that he was a legend.
No, in his own right mind, no, for sure.
Clint Eastwood level?
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Nobody's Clint Eastwood level.
Steven Seagal, come get out of here.
Maybe Charles Bronson.
But. And most people younger than 30 are like, Steven Seagal, who is that?
Yeah,
I've
for sure.
heard that name.
Like a Jean-Claude Van Damme-esque.
Yeah,
so,
Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The Departed, obviously you got this on your list. What was your girlfriend's take on that?
So this is where I'm coming in, how I said, my girlfriend is amazing at predicting movie twists. So I'm just going to say spoilers ahead for Fight Club and The Departed. Fight Club, if you haven't seen it, that movie came out 21 years ago. You should probably go see it. Fantastic movie. Love Edward Norton, probably my favorite actor. Has a big twist that, Brad Pitt's character is all in Edward Norton's mind the entire time. He's a manifestation, split personality. My girlfriend pegged it about 10 minutes in. And now I know for a fact that she did not know this twist before she saw the movie because she's not been exposed to any cinema outside of Disney movies. And that is just a bona fide fact. I know that. I have it from reputable sources. She throws so much at the wall and she almost always gets it right. 20 minutes in, she's like, Brad Pitt is a manifestation of Edward Norton's mind. I saw him pop in on those frames, pegged it. And then, of course, the twist comes and she's completely right. So The Departed starts, it's 20 minutes in. The second that Leonardo DiCaprio is undercover, she looks at me and goes, and now Matt Damon's a mole for the bad guys. She's like classic Matt Damon, a mole for the bad guy, Leonardo DiCaprio, a mole for the good guy, switcheroo, cat and mouse type story. And I was just like, what? No, not at all.
So you didn't tell her till the end, or
I never let anything fly. I go full poker face, no reaction. I never say no, I never say yes, because no matter what I do, she'll interpret that how she wants.
Right, for sure.
If I smile, she'll be like, oh, okay, so I'm wrong or I'm right, depending on how she feels. But she pegged that Leo was going to die from the beginning. She was like, he's going to get obliterated. There's no way this ends well. But by the end, she was convinced that the twist is kind of going to be the lack of the twist that you don't see coming, where he actually succeeds,
right,
or at least takes down the bad guys. So she's riding this high when he's in the elevator, and he comes out and just gets, shot right in the head. Right. And she got absolutely floored by it. It was fantastic. I was looking at her. I wasn't even looking at the screen. And
watching her reaction.
I mean, the amount of hope that faded from her eyes, because Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't fare well in the average movie. I mean, he gets torn apart, he gets killed, he gets lobotomized.
He does. He's had some pretty crazy
rough outings.
He has.
Yeah.
So we're going to shift gears a little bit and just talk. I mean, part of our shtick, if you will, is film,
yes,
beard, and marketing. And how do you feel? Because I know you being your age,
yes,
your social media game isn't as strong as one would anticipate or assume because you're 21.
It is absolutely not as strong as somebody would assume. I think just first impressions, someone's going to assume that I'm your average 21-year-old and I'm on the gram and I'm on the old book every day scrolling and then talking about how I feel about, this and that. But I don't actually use social media very much in my personal life. I consume quite a bit of media, but mostly YouTube and articles and
Twitter.
A lot of reading. Twitter I'm relatively active on, but it's more as an entity, not necessarily my personal life. Not so much of this is where I traveled or this is what I'm eating. It's more like
information based, and
it's
just
a little more intimate. I'm only on there with my close friends, so
yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely not super in tune with, like what a 17 or 18-year-old would receive well.
No, for sure. And you just obviously you just jumped on the TikTok bandwagon.
Just jumped on the TikTok bandwagon as of like 30 days ago.
Correct. What's been your most popular video?
Me cooking a filet mignon. So I busted out a filet mignon. Really great dinner, actually.
Yeah, for sure. It'll look fantastic.
Mignon, roast potatoes, asparagus, and kale. And my girlfriend and I, we like to do stuff together, and I like to make videos, so I said, why don't you record me making the filet mignon? So I just recorded it, edited it down, threw it on TikTok, and got, 1,500, 1,600 views, which is
bad.
Respectable coming out on a platform with 0 followers.
Correct.
That's what's crazy about the algorithm. And when people blow up, it'll just be one video.
That's all it takes is one video. Because you can go back and look at the most popular video and go look at the others, and they're 500, 400, 300 views.
And then there's one with like 300K.
Yeah.
1 million.
Yeah. And is it the song choice? Is it the intro that you catch them in the first 3 seconds?
It's like there's so many factors. And I think another underestimation by a lot of people is time of day.
Correct. You had said you had posted one before you went to bed.
I posted one before I went to bed. I was anticipating that it wouldn't do well. And I woke up and it actually had quite a few views, scaled relatively to my size. And I must have hit the audience in Europe. It had to have hit the audience in Europe. But if you upload something, say here, 12 o'clock our time, and it's like 9 a.m. California time, it'll be like dead in the water.
Oh, of course.
Because people at noon aren't apt to be on their phone, and people in California have just barely woken up. But if you hit something at 3 p.m. and it's like 12 o'clock in California and 3 here, just that alone will be like twice as good off the gate.
And Facebook and Instagram's the same way. Typically, you go to your insights and you can look at your followers and find out when they're online and what posts work best. Those insights are available to anybody with any account. TikTok's a little bit different.
I think being able to read analytics is underrated.
It's highly underrated.
Content production.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people focus too much on just views, not the ratio. If something gets 1,000 views, but it gets 500 engagement versus something getting 20,000 views and 30 engagement.
Because what happens is once those folks engage, then their friends see that.
Yeah.
Facebook alone, Instagram, you don't get to see what your fans unless you go to their page. But for Facebook, if I'm on there and such reacts to or shares or likes, and then I'm going to see that.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's going to
and then it's more likely to show up in their timeline again, isn't it?
Yep. And typically what happens, the less I engage with a brand or a company, the less likely I'm going to see that content in the future. Yeah. So Facebook learns my habits.
It learns what you like.
Right. Which is scary.
They benefit from engagement.
Yeah, of course.
They want people to have the perfect feedback loop where they want to only show people things they're likely to engage with. And then those people are only pushing things that are likely to be engaged with the content they're pushing. And then they're like maximizing engagement site-wide, which for them is obviously a huge win.
Yeah, it is. And then there's some limitations that Facebook does with organic reach. And obviously it's in their best interest for you to spend a little money. And you only spending $25 a week, you take that times the millions and billions of followers.
And it's so easy for somebody, especially a small business, to justify that small expenditure. Oh, it's only $20, but I'm guaranteeing up to 20,000, 30,000 people will see my product. And when you're a local business, what are you seeing foot traffic on a daily basis? 45 people,
if that,
50
depending
people.
on the day of the week, the weather
Those
outside.
numbers are mind-blowing.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge.
Even
so
if they're not even local.
It is. It costs it pay to play, and it is the return on investment on a social media boost or a Facebook ad is tremendous, and you can track that. So if I'm pushing a newspaper ad or a billboard, granted, you're going to get those out. You have no clue. So what they're feeding you is it's hard to track that.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is you're getting a metered response. You can see how many people see it, but you're seeing how many people comment, react, what reactions they're doing. If I look at a post and I'm thinking, okay, 50% of everyone who saw this or 40% of everyone who saw this reacted versus a post where a buttload of people saw it, but maybe 4% of them or 3% of them has engaged, you just kind of have to weigh it.
Yep.
Your reach isn't super important if you're not putting out interesting content first and foremost.
Yeah, for sure. No, the quality of the content versus quality over quantity. Quality
over quantity.
That's
and obviously
huge.
It's a balance because you got to play the game consistent, same time every day, post every single day at the same time. The more consistent you are, the more you're going to get pushed on every single platform.
Yep.
Whether you're making YouTube content, TikToks. I think maybe barring Twitter, because Twitter doesn't put you on people's timelines unless you're followed. Right,
and it's more of a conversation head platform.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like that chat room feel. I heard you describing it to somebody, and I think brands are a little bit more edgy on Twitter.
They are.
It's great for big brands.
It is. Wendy's fantastic when they roast folks. So we have a couple clients, the Town of Port Royal, the City of Beaufort, and CVB, Visit Beaufort are on Twitter.
I'd imagine there's not too much.
CVB gets decent. We get anywhere, I don't even know the followers right offhand, but we get a couple retweets, some questions if I ask, polls get answered. That's cool. 15 to 20 likes. So it's relevant for what they are from a tourism destination.
Yeah. You think of the demographic of the people that live in our area and our greater area versus the demographic of the average Twitter user.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to see a huge discrepancy.
Yep. And that's what we tell folks, too. Just because you can be on all these platforms, you don't need to be. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to be on Pinterest.
No.
Pinterest is archaic.
Yeah.
It's ancient. I mean, it's practically phased out. And people are doing what they see on TikTok.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They're not going and entering all their pins. And I honestly have never used Pinterest, but as far as I know, the draw is that you can like kind of curate and like organize, and
you can. It's
almost like a For You page-esque type thing.
To an essence, yes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely demographically the older crowd and more female driven.
Yeah, definitely. You kind of get the mom vibes from it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stay-at-home mom vibes, which isn't a bad thing.
No, for sure. It allows, and if it helps you in the sense that you can do crafts or recipes are great, or room ideas.
Yeah, big for recipes. Definitely DIY.
Yep. All right, I think that brings us to an end on episode 1. I think it went pretty well, Tone. What do we?
Yeah, no, I think it went well. I think it went really well.
Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment. Let us know if you like it, you don't like it, you want to see something, if you want to have us talk about it. A topic, yeah. We've got a couple guests that we've got lined up. Zebedee Rowe, which was an actor in Stars Fell in Alabama. And then Josh Coffey out of Ohio, which owns Flight Media, is going to jump on, and we're going to talk some marketing and media strategy and his growth. We've been following him for quite a while. So we appreciate everybody for listening, watching.
Yeah, and, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Barrel of laughs.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Talk to you next time.